Trisha says that she overdosed and had her stomach pumped, and it just is illogically true, or illogically, it's false. So let's just read this. So this is a short TikTok clip. Thinking about the time I ended up in the mental institution. First thing, she wasn't in a mental institution. If she was in a mental institution, she would know it. She was on I think, some sort of 72-hour hold because David Dobrik. So she believes that it was because of David Dobrik that she went to the mental institution, showed up at the hospital where I just had my stomach pumped. So she was already at the hospital before she David came by. So she says that she had an overdose and that she got her stomach pumped. I'm just going to go over what the other procedures are for an overdose. So here we are at medicineplus.gov. This is well, it's from your country in America. And the review date of this is February 12th, 2021, so fairly recent. They explain what an overdose is. I'll leave the information in the comment center or in the description. An overdose can be mild, moderate, or serious. Symptoms, treatment, recovery depend on specific drug involved. Here are some of the possible. At the emergency room, an examination will be performed. The following tests and treatments may be needed. So it's not even saying some, it's saying these are the usual ones. First one here is activated charcoal. I know that this is a specific procedure, and it was something that when she had first said that she had her stomach pumped and then said it like a million other times, I was kind of shocked by this because I had a intentional overdose at one point, and a long time ago, don't worry, and I had been given activated charcoal. And I thought that that was a normal procedure for that. And I thought, oh, well, maybe she's in the States. Maybe they do things different there. I'm not from there. But you can see that that is the first one there. Actually, I think it's might be ABC, might be in alphabetical order. Airway support, including oxygen, breathing, that sort of thing. Someone would have to be like basically unconscious, all that kind of stuff. If someone's able to run around, communicate, what's been in their system, that sort of thing. This was not her. Blood and urine tests. They wouldn't need to restrain someone when they need airway support in that way. Let's just put it that way. Blood and urine tests, very common. Chest x-ray, all these different ones. Down here, laxatives, IV, stuff like that. And medicines to treat symptoms, including antidotes. That's like your naloxone, stuff like that. Where in here do you see stomach pump? Now, there's different names for getting your stomach pumped. And here I'll show you this article. This is a position paper, so this isn't a actual trial, I don't think. I think it's more of like maybe a summarization of different things. I'm not sure, but it is a medical journal. And I just need the abstract. It says gastric lavage. That is another word for having your stomach pumped, should not be employed routinely, if ever. In the management of poisoned patients in experimental studies, the amount of marker removed from gastric lavage was highly variable and diminished with time. The results of clinical outcome studies in overdose patients are weighed heavily on the side of showing a lack of beneficial effect. Serious risks of the procedure include all these different things. I'm going to assume that they are important. Anything perforation is usually not good. That means you got a hole somewhere, poke, you know. So we know when they put a tube down your throat into your stomach. They either suck those acids out or put something in there, and that can, accidentally poke your GI tract, so like your stomach lining or your esophagus. I even read up something that it could even poke your lungs if it went down the wrong tube. I guess there's more than one tube. I don't know much about the body. All right. So you can see there that it's not a go-to thing. That people use anymore. It's an archaic term. People say stomach pumped. I don't know why, but anyone who has actually had an overdose or something like that, or been treated for something like that, or works in the field, is likely not going to say stomach pumped, right? Um, I'll just go over a little bit of what activated charcoal is, because that is just what the normal things is. It's literally just something that people take. They can sip on it, and especially if this was accidental. If they said, "Hey, here's some something to make you feel better," it looked like she wasn't actually trying to hurt herself or anything like that, or if she was trying to harm herself, she wasn't trying to kill herself. So it looks like she would be open to what the doctors are recommending. This is a very non-invasive procedure, fairly, I would say, extremely safe comparatively, and you just drink it. It only works for things that have been swallowed, and I believe the same thing for stomach pumping. And you take that, and then bingo, bango, you survive. Life is beautiful. Okay, let's watch the rest of this. And then just had my stomach pumped, so I tried to run away. Again, like, if you just had your stomach pumped, right? Right? It's a very invasive procedure. It's very well, it's not super painful, but it's like very uncomfortable. You're probably not going to be at a point where you're going to be running around everywhere, but hey, what do I know? Um, so I tried to run away. They restrained me. Yes, unfortunately, in certain circumstances, hospitals are able to restrain a patient. It's usually because there are no other options for her, for this client. So, and if they're acting so erratically that they can just not be able to predict or control what they're going to do. So, I've worked with people in the mental health field for, or I've worked with people with mental health issues, not always in the mental health field, for over 15 years, longer than Trisha's been a YouTuber. Let's just put it that way. And I've never seen someone act like the way that she did. That being said, I have not worked on a specific mental health ward. But I would still say would be quite uncommon for someone to do that. And given the current situation, it may be a situation where they felt there was no other option for her. The whole internet canceled her. Did they cancel her because of her mental health issues, because she was in a mental institution? Because that's basically what she's saying. She already had taken the drugs, regardless of David Dobrik. She already was in the hospital. It had nothing to do with David Dobrik. what she's saying is that David Dobrik, if it wasn't for David Dobrik's actions, she wouldn't have been in the mental institution. I think that's a far leap and jump when she was already in the hospital to begin with. And yeah, it's a very unusual situation or reaction to run around naked. Um, yeah, just very unusual. But the whole internet canceled me. They did not cancel you, Trisha, about the mental institution. A lot of other things that were building up over time. Speaking as someone who is definitely a fan of you, sadly. Okay. Because David was just trying to help, even though him and Natalie and Jason posted clips I didn't want out there a week prior.
So you, did you have to have your stomach pumped?
No, so they did find it in
So she's saying that she had an
system, but it wasn't
overdose.
enough. Like honestly, and like I wasn't like I didn't even take them thinking like I'm going to do this. I'm going to kill myself. Like I was just thinking like I already had drinking alcohol that night, and then I took some pain.
So it was a an
an
accidental
So no, I didn't have a stomach pump.
overdose of some kind, mild one. But we don't know the level or what it is, and she said contradictory things. So, but just saying if for some reason she, you know, doubles down that she's had her stomach pumped, she hasn't. That's basically the end of it.